happy holidays, Merry Christmas. Chris Cox here with you for the final guitar lesson of 2024. We always have to make it a Kiss guitar lesson. We're going to go all the way back to the first album and do Nothing to Lose. The tuning for this is going to be E flat as usual. You may have to do a little fine tuning to play along with the record, but basically E flat. And so let's go ahead and get started with that opening riff. Okay, let's play that intro riff. Okay, so let's talk about that. So the very first part is going to be a slide from 3 to 2 on the low E string. So it's, and then you complete that first part with an open E. So it's 3, 2, open E. Now after you play the open E, you're going to grab this E note, which is on the 2nd fret of the D string. So it's, so in between that, when you grab that, you're going to do an open D back to a E on the 2nd fret of the D. So it's, then this lick. That's going to be 5, 4, 2 on the D string. So you can slide from 5 to 4 on the D and then just pick here on the 2nd. And it repeats. Play that even slower. Right before the verse starts, we're playing that G chord minus the major third, so meaning we're not going to fret anything on the A string. We're just going to play G, which is the 3rd fret of the low E, open D, open G, fret on the 3rd fret of the B, and then we're not going to play the high E. So it's just, so you're going to lay your middle finger over on that A string so it doesn't ring out. So I'm not actually fretting the A string, I'm just letting the flesh of my finger kind of touch it so it doesn't ring. Okay, let's go to the verses. Okay, so after we play that, we stop on that G, we go to the verse, it's going to sound like this. So let's go over that. So we're going to first start here on the 7th fret of the A string, and then you're going to have your ring finger on the 9th fret of the D. You're going to be, this is a real common riffage that Kiss used, tons of rock bands used all through the 70s especially. It's just kind of like a little blues shuffle where you're playing, you're going to be grabbing this 11th fret of the D string right here. So it's going to sound like this. Okay, so you kind of see I'm all down strums. So it's 2 down strums. On the 3rd, you're going to grab that 11th fret of the D. You're playing the 7th fret of the A and the D together. So it's, just repeats. It does have that little riff in there, and what you're going to do is you're going to come and do a hammer on from 9 on the A to 11 on the A, and then you're going to grab the D and G on the 9th fret, and you're going to go back and forth from playing this little. It's really this is part of a E5 power chord. We're just going to play the D and G string on that. So when you do that hammer on, you're going to go from 9 to 11, back to 9, and then when you come back to 9, it's going to be 2 down strums. And then you're coming back right into that. So now that we learned in the intro riff, so you're basically just playing the same thing we've already learned, but it's just that same little slide where we do the slide from 5 to 4 on the D. So that's 5, 4, 2 on the D, and then slide from the 3rd to 2nd on the low E. So the same thing we learned earlier. Let's play that slowly. And then go back and play again. Now we're getting into the pre-chorus. So after you play that riff, one of the few times you'll hear that big major, chord played all the way down like that. But it works very well in this song, but it's basically just a F sharp major chord. So you're barring your first finger across all 6 strings on the 2nd fret. And then you're going to have ring finger on the 4th fret of the A. Pinky finger is going to be on the 4th fret of the D. Middle finger is going to be on the 3rd fret of the G string, and then of course the 2nd fret is going to be played for the ringing out of the B and E. So together it's just. So after we do that, just 1 down strum, then we come to this. Similar to what we already played. So 1 down strum, back to that chord again, and then we finish just by writing out that G5 power chord. So let's go back over that again and kind of discuss that. So first we hit that 1 strum on the F sharp major, then we're going to come here to the B5. So that's 2nd fret of the A, 4th fret of the D, and we're down here again, kind of doing that similar riff that we did in the verse. We're going to be pivoting back and forth from the 6th fret of the D string, and then just playing, so it's it'll sound like this. So same similar strumming pattern that we did in the verse. Then you go back, one more single strum to that F sharp major, and then we're going to shift everything down here and just play the 3rd fret of the low E and 5th fret of the A, and just do a, and then it goes into the chorus. So we'll go over that next. So we ride that G chord there, that G5, that. We come back and we're going to grab this A5 power chord, do a. So all this is real similar to what you played in the verse. Just some different chords in there, maybe a little bit different strumming pattern. But we're going to start here on the A5 power chord. So that's going to be 7th fret of the D, 9th fret of the G, and you're going to be pivoting back and forth from playing to that chord to putting your pinky down on the 11th fret of the G, and you get this. play that strum again. Then you're going to shift just that same shape up one string each, and that's going to be 7th fret of the A, 9th fret of the D, and do the same thing. Same strumming pattern. Switch back to the A. Now this part, right before we go into they say nothing loose for the last time, it goes a little walk down there. So you're doing just ride that A chord. So we go 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it just walks a kind of a chromatic pattern from the 7 to 8, and then finishes on the 9th. If you just hold that shape. Stops. And then it goes back into the intro riff again. Now, when you finish that riff, it goes right back into that strumming pattern we learned in the verse quickly. So it's a... And it's the same thing, so that's the only thing. Once you come out of that, you got to get right back down here really quick. Live version is slightly different, but this is all studio version. So the second verse is exactly the same. There's nothing different. The strumming patterns are all the same, so we're not going to have to go over that again. So you've got the introduction, the pre-chorus, verses, and the chorus. Now all we got to go over is the solo, so let's do that next. So let's go over the first part. So we go, it's just a big bend and a kind of a nervous vibrato here on the 15th fret of the B. So it's, you know, usually Aces is, but here he's got a real quick, fast vibrato. So now, so the first part, you're going to pluck that note here on the 15th fret of the B. You're going to bend up a full step, which is going to be to this pitch. So you want to go, and then once you get it to pitch, you're going to do that quick vibrato. Then after you do that, it's going to be, so you, and now that's going to be I call a bend and release. So you bend it up, and then you let it come back down to pitch, and then you pull off from 15 to 12 on the B. So we have, and then we stop that first part of the lick here on the 14th fret of the G, but that's going to repeat again. So it's going to go, repeat it, and then we're going to switch down here to the 15th fret of the high E. Go. So that's going to be a full bend again, so that's 2 frets. So we're bending to this note, so we go, and same thing, you're bending it up and releasing it back down. So full bend, let it come back to the original pitch, grab 12th fret of the B, and then do, or you can do, I think I did as a pull down, so it's just a pull down here on the 14th fret of the B to the 12th fret. So we have this, and then we do this. Let's play that again, sorry. That's that staccato playing of Aces is so cool. So you're going to basically do a hammer-on from A, the 12th fret to the 14th fret, so you go, and then you're coming here to the 12th fret of the D string, so hammer on 12 to 14, and then you're doing this kind of, you know, I know you've seen Ace do that thing. He's doing kind of the same thing here. He's stopping and muting the string in between with the pick. So it's, I don't know if you can kind of see that or hear that. So I'm stopping the string from ringing with the side of the pick. So it goes, so that's just down, up, down. And then when you come back and repeat that, there's two down strums there on the 12th. Then it's going to be a hammer-on pull-off from 12 to 14, back to 12 on the D, and then it finishes really quickly here on the 14th fret of the A before you go back into that big bend. So actually, you know something? Just told you wrong there. Ignore that last part. It's going to be just one hammer-on pull-off from 12 to 14. So once you do that hammer-on pull-off there on the D, you go straight to the 15th fret and do that nervous vibrato with that full bend again. So and you play this lick again. But then we do this. So you're going to do two big bends here on the high E, the 15th fret. We go, and then you do a, that's going to be 12, 15, 12 on the B. Then we're going to do this. So hammer on from 12 to 14 on the A, land on the 12th of the D, and then we go, and we'll repeat the same thing on the D string to the G string. So then a hammer on D, 12, 14. So, and then you're going to do a hammer on pull off from 12 to 14 on the G. Finish there on the 14th of the D, and then last note you're going to play is the 12th fret of the G and slide out. So let's go over that whole thing slowly. So we'll start from the riff. We go. And then, basically the last part of the song, they're just singing kind of just as a drum beat, no bass, no guitars, and just kind of, doing the vocal, the chorus again. When they come back in, they'll go hit the A, and just hold that, and then and it just choruses out. So that is everything. The entire song. What a fun song to play.